Hi, I'm Joe Chile, weekday morning 7 to 9 a.m. with classic oldies from the 60s and 70s on the Big Weck. Today on the Buffalo on the Rise, we have with us Jonathan McDonell from BAM Acupuncture. Nice to see you here.
It's great to be back. Thanks for having me back.
You know, always nice to have you. As a matter of fact, you know, when you come in, it must be your presence. I all of a sudden start to feel better when you walk into the room. It's the aura?
Yeah, I've been doing that for so long now.
That's what an ancient Chinese secret.
I heal people now without even seeing them.
It's even better. You know, and the money is invisible too.
Right.
All right, so I mean, I guess this time of the year, you know, where everybody is experiencing, you know, aches and pains and things like this. We've talked about this before. So when someone comes in to talk to you and they say, you know, I have back pain, or I have, you know, pain in my hip, or whatever the case may be, how do you determine if it's something that you can work with, heal, or what degree of healing you think that you can do?
Yeah, I think the first step is really making sure that we're all on the same page. At Buffalo Advanced Medical Acupuncture, we're really in the business of time, right? So most of the patients that come in to see us, you're absolutely right. You know, they've had surgeries that didn't work. They have conditions, they've maybe tried different medications and that didn't work for them. So they've been on this like carousel of specialists and doctors, and really we're kind of the end of the road. So oftentimes when patients come in, it's like, you know, this is the story I hear every day. You know, I've worked my whole life, I saved up for my retirement, and then this happened to me, and now what, right? So that's really what we talk about is time, you know. And so some conditions, no, you know, I mean, peripheral neuropathy, some cases we can cure that where you don't, you know, you won't have the problem again. A lot of times what we're doing is we're turning the clock back. You know, we're gonna give you 10, 15 years back and slow the progression of the disease down. But to really determine that, the first step is getting that consultation so we can really sit down, I can get a good idea of what's going on specifically with you and then come up with a treatment plan that is tailored to you.
I guess the thing that I would worry about as a patient, not with you, but with anybody, anytime you go in to see a practitioner, you think, do I have to go through 5 or 6 treatments and then find out that it's not going to work, you know? How do you make a determination if you think something will work or if it doesn't?
Experience, I'm number one, you know, most of the time when patients come in and I take them on as a patient, it's because I've been here 100 times before. On occasion, you know, and I think it's the nature of what our clinic does. You know, we take on the tough cases. We do get patients in that are like, holy cow, you're a hot mess. You know, I'm not 100% sure I can help you. But again, that's the purpose of the consultation, coming in and talking to us so I can sit down, make that determination. Like I said, most of the times we've been here before, so I can pretty clearly predict how you're gonna respond, what's gonna happen with you. But occasionally we run into crazy things and, you know, I'm forward with you, you know, like I'm not 100% sure this will work. You got to give it 3 or 4 treatments to see if it will, and we kind of go from there.
When someone comes in and they sit and have a consultation, do they have it with you or do they have it with one of your subordinates or someone, you know?
Well, I think most of the time it's going to be me.
Okay.
If there's an emergency for some reason and I'm not available, there are other people in the office that are familiar with your case and they can kind of give you an idea. But right now, kind of the buck stops with me. You know, I'm the one that kind of determines the treatment plans and determines, you know, how we're going to proceed forward if we can take you on as a patient. But yeah, I mean, 9 times out of 10, if you're watching us on the TV, you call to make an appointment, I'm the one that you're going to sit and talk to.
Because people have asked me that before. They say, well, I want to go in and I want to see Jonathan. You know what I mean? He's the one I've seen. He's the one that's explaining it to me. He's the one that makes me feel good about it. As I said, you know, you walk in, your aura makes me feel better. So they want to see. It's almost like if you have any kind of a business, you know, and you come in and they said, well, I thought I was going to see the proprietor. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the reason for that is I'm the face, right? Like, you're watching this on TV. I'm the one that you're looking at. Fact of the matter is, though, I cannot do this alone. You know, I have an excellent team, a group of people that work together to meet our patients' goals. So yeah, I mean, while I'm the one that does all the talking, I'm the one that you're going to hear on the radio, I'm the one that you're going to see on the TV commercials. When you call, you're going to talk to somebody else, and a lot of times, you know, they've been here before, they know what you're dealing with. So yeah, it is a team effort at Buffalo Advanced Medical Acupuncture. It's just not about me. I guarantee you though, when you come in for treatment, you're going to see my face. But there's better looking faces in there. I mean, you've been to my office, right? Like,
Yeah, I've been to your office. They said, "You want to see us, or do you want to see Johnny the Needle?" No. No, they don't say that. But you know, what about if someone is told by their physician that the ultimate result is going to be surgery? Mm-hmm. Do they often come in to see you before that? People get, I mean, the thought of surgery, especially if it's unnecessary. I mean, and for me, any kind of surgery is unnecessary until you prove it otherwise. Mm-hmm. You know, they don't want that. They want something short of that that's going to do, you know, solve the problem, right?
Yeah, I think it's worth coming in and talking to us. That is not uncommon, that patients will come in for a consultation because they're trying to avoid a surgery. There are on occasion, I'm thinking of a patient that we had recently. He came in and he was looking at a neck surgery to help with his neuropathy. Was wondering if he could go through treatment to prevent that. And, you know, after looking at his case specifically, I'm like, you know, your neck has progressed enough that really that's what you should do at this point. You know?
So you'll tell them at that point.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and that's the other thing I will say about a lot of these neuropathies. I think sometimes people wait too long. You know, if you're on the fence, you know, that is a progressive disease. It does get to a point of no return, you know, and there's not much we can do for it. But it's important to come in, let us take a look, see what's there to work with, and we can kind of go from there.
See you sooner than later.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jonathan McDonell, thank you.
Taking care of these problems sooner it's a lot faster and it's a lot easier to deal with. So
We
don't
appreciate
wait.
that. For more information and answers to your questions, contact Buffalo Advanced Medical Acupuncture by calling 716-632-2207 or go to bamacupuncture.com. Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by Buffalo Advanced Medical Acupuncture. And don't forget to join all your favorite personalities, JP, Roger Christian, and me with classic oldies from the 60s and 70s on the Big Wag.